All right. So my mic is right. Peace, everybody. If you can hear me, looks like it's good. All right, what's going on? Let me get this out of my face. Man, another great week comes to an end. Another prosperous and productive week. You know, even if your week you didn't make as much money as you planned to make, things didn't go as well as you wanted it to go, it's still a productive and prosperous week. So you always got to speak life into your situation. Always got to speak your situation as you want it to be, not as bad as it is. See, the reason why we continue the cycle of problems and issues because we keep talking about how bad it is. Oh, this bad. Just think about it. I was just watching a video a while back, and you might have some aches and pains, and you're like, "Oh, my shoulder hurt," and you keep talking about that pain. It's hurt. As long as you keep talking about that pain, you're gonna keep seeing it. You're gonna keep feeling it. Talk about that shoulder. Hey, my shoulder's great. It's feeling great, and watch the body start to heal itself. Everything starts in the mind. Everything starts with the spirit. I had a recording showing or playing on Telegram, and it was talking about that. Reverend Ike was talking about everything is in the spirit level. Everything is in the mental energy of your mind, the spiritual, the unseen world, the world that can't be seen with the naked eye. Do you know the reason why only you can see your thoughts? Only you can see your ideas? My camera's doing this little funny thing again. Let me switch out the camera. I can't keep messing with this. Yeah, I'm still working on this issue, so I got a backup camera. I tell you, this backup camera seems to be better than the other camera in how it looks. But anyway, and the other camera is more expensive. But there's a reason why only you can see the visions in your mind, the ideas in your mind. One thing, everybody can see what you was thinking, boy, you wouldn't have no friends. I know if people can see what I be thinking when they talking to me, sometimes they be they run from me. But the real reason why only you can see your own thoughts, your own ideas, because they're for you. They're unique to you. Only you can interpret these things. Like sometimes I talked about this in another show where we like to share our dreams and our aspirations, and that's great. You want to get some type of connection with people, and you want them to agree with your ideas. And all too often when you do that, you come up disappointed. You fall short because these very people that you think are going to support your ideas, they're not. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. I experienced this week. I did an interview with the channel back in April. Do you know that more strangers emailed me? People I hardly know text me, "Hey man, that was a great interview. I can't wait for the other part." People that like in my close circle who I thought was close, they ain't had no comment. Oh, I saw the video, and that's it. Now that they didn't say, maybe they didn't like it. I don't know. So they didn't want to hurt my feelings. I don't know. I know it was a good interview. I don't care. See, that's the thing. When you get to the level of consciousness where I'm right here, I know it was a great interview. The people I did it with felt it was a great interview. And that's all that matters. And the thousands of people that went to the video and liked it and watched it, they told me it was a good video. So I don't need the people, that's what I'm saying. All too often, the people that are close to you are not going to give you support. And I'm not saying this to to hate them or dislike them. I'm just telling you what to expect on your journey to success. Because if you get distracted by how your people will receive your accomplishments and the things you're trying to do and the moves you're trying to make, you're never going to get anywhere, because the energy, see, when people are not going in a certain way, or they going in a different way, or they don't really see your vision, they're okay with who you are right now. They're okay with that. But they're not okay with your potential of how great you're going to be. They are not okay with that. See, because your potential, your greatness, and them knowing you and connecting means they got to live up to something, or you're going to overshadow them by your power. I just want y'all to understand the dynamics of what's going on. Because I know I see people like Corinne. Happy Sunday, Corinne. And Fresh Out. Hey, Fresh Out is on there. I like what he said. He said, great interview. That's who I did it with, Fresh Out. Make sure that you go to that channel, subscribe, and watch their content. I think it's a much needed channel, because it gets you to see people who have gone through challenges and they're doing things different now. They're living a different life. Too many times we stick our head in the sand and we try to scoff at people that have had issues in the past. Remember, the Christ spent time with the harlots, the tax killer, all the people that everybody else didn't want to associate with. And I'm gonna be real with you. I don't mind hanging out with people like that, or just talk. You know why? Because I'm gonna get the truth out of them. They gonna tell me the truth. They're not putting on airs. They're not fronting. Anybody that could walk up to me and say, "Man, hey, I did this, I did that. This is who I am now." They don't have to tell me that. They could have lied and I hid that. I know I'm sidetracked. I didn't forget about you, Corinne, because I want to share something about you. See, what you want to do is be with the truthful people who are real, not the fake ones. All too often in our own camp, we got fake people. They're only with you or around you because they want to siphon your energy, meaning they want to mine your mind and the knowledge that you have. Or I've also seen this, and I'm speaking to someone I see people, like one person could be here, they could be financially doing well, and then they're friends with someone who is not financially doing well, and they're always struggling. But the one that's doing well is always criticizing the one that's not doing well. Oh, that's not going to work. What are you doing? You need to do that. You know why? Because the one that is so-called doing well is not doing well. They need people like that. They need people that's doing less than them so that they can feel better about themselves. Because I'm not going to have anybody in my camp that's sitting next to me struggling. If we're cool, woman, white, whatever, we're not going to struggle. I'm not going to watch you struggle. I'm not going to talk about how you need to I'm going to help you. That's what friends do. If you're in a better position, your job, if you be a friend of that person, now if they're a person who's hard-headed and don't want to listen, that's a whole other thing. But those very people who go behind your back and talk about you, oh, they this, they got this, they doing it. They're not friends. Because true friends see you hurt and then they'll come and try to help. When Christ was teaching and the people were hungry, they fed. They didn't send them off, okay, go get you some lunch, come back. Find it. He fed them right then and there. So back to Corinne. I was talking about her. And I was talking about every day she's posting videos. I'm getting kind of jealous in a way, not jealous in a bad way, but like, man, I need to step up my game because we talked back in earlier this year at a seminar, and she just said, I'm gonna do it. And she did it. I said, just start making videos. Start making videos. And she's been making videos. She's been making videos on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere I get on my page, I see her face. Now, I'm gonna be honest, all the time do I listen to everything all the way through. I listen for the most part, but I make sure I put a like on it because those likes generate algorithms. But I get you. I bet you in the next 6 months, her following is going to be huge. Know why? Because she's consistent. Know why Fresh Out content is huge? Because they're consistent. They post out videos and they have a system. They post out videos. I'm actually learning from their process. That's why I'm thanking them for coming on their channel and seeing how they do things, because it shows me where I need to make some improvement. See, that's the type of friends you need. And all too often, those friends are not blood or people you've been growing up with, or they're not those. See, you have a friend that's over here in this category that, hey, I grew up with this person, I know them, boom, boom, they doing their thing, you doing your thing, but they're not the type of friend that's going to build you in a way that you, where you're going. Now, let me go back to the vision, those visions in your mind. Those visions are for you. God gave them to you. They gave them for you to manifest those things. And what happens once you tap into those visions, He's going to bring the people along that's going to help you. That energy is going to attract the right people. But all too often, we push away the people that can help us, and we keep the people because they're friends, they family. Oh, that's my family. What did Christ say when He was healing all those people? And they came, hey, your family's out. He said, my family are the ones who do the will of my Father. Meaning, I got work to do, and I'm around the people that appreciate what I'm doing. And this is where my family is right now. This is my spiritual family. I know that I can't be saying you don't shake off your family. No, I love my family. I love my mother, my father, my brothers and sisters. But unfortunately, we don't do the same things. I come together, we spend time together. We don't think the same way. Their life is good for them, and my life is good for me. But my spiritual connected family is a people that is on the same mission I am. Prosperity, leaving generational wealth, getting rid of all of these curses that we got on us. And a lot of the generational curses come from our belief systems that we picked up from our parents and our family. The very people that I'm talking about, y'all might need to limit your associations. You have a vision. You have a calling. Everyone. I don't believe there's no one on this planet that don't have a calling. You didn't come here just to sit here and just take up oxygen and use precious resources. No. Came here to make things better than it was before you got here, or help it build a community. With that on my mind, I've talked about this before, and I'm going to talk about it in depth. We are so blinded by how this system has presented things to us. It told us we need the government for our fresh water. We need the government for our food. Basically, we need them for everything to survive. So let me tell you, that's a lie. And I'm going to tell you why. I owned a barbershop in the country. Right? I had it in the town, but this was a small town. The small part of the town was tapped into the city's water. So they brought this big line in from the main water source and brought it into the city, into the small, I would say the town wasn't no more than Radius wise, that small little area wasn't even a mile radius, if that much. But outside that was part of the same town, was the country, the rural part of it. They didn't have city water. So in order to get water, they had to tap into the well, meaning they had to tap into the ground and get their water out of the ground. Now I saw this happening. When I first opened up the barbershop, it was 1997. I I didn't think nothing of it until recently, like last year, I realized that we've been scammed when it comes to drinking water. Because they said, "Oh, you got to get your drinking water for us because we got to treat it. You don't want to get sick." See, that's what they did. They programmed us to believe that fresh running water would make you sick. Then when you come into the municipalities, the cities, you can't run a tap into the ground. You can't create your own well. Now let me help y'all understand how a well is. A well ain't nothing but they dig a pipe down in the ground, maybe that big around, and they dig down until they get water. And guess how they find the water? They use twigs. They kind of do something where they divine it, which, when I grew up, that was supposed to be demonistic. I've actually watched this. Then they go down until they tap into water. And those people have been living still to this day. Now, I opened my barbershop in 97, and they have been living there. People are living there generations after generation, getting water out of the ground without government pumping water to them, fresh water. They're walking around healthy. Actually, their skin is healthier, hair is healthier, hair grow long than ours. Because your number one resources that you need is water. You can live without food longer than you can without water. Now, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know y'all got country folk that live out in these rural areas, and they getting their water, and they got decent water, good water. They're not dying. They're not growing 2 legs and 2 heads. See, that right there told you we've been scammed. That we don't need all of these municipalities. What they did was they presented convenience to us and got us to get off our land. Then they come around and they buy up that land so nobody else could be on it. I'm telling y'all right now, this is a message that need to start buying land. There's places you can buy land, just buy rural land, and it's cheap. You see, someone bought some land, Arkansas, and put me onto some places where to buy the land. Hang on, let me see if I can find the message. I get so many messages, man. By the time I get back to it, there it is. Okay, they told me to go to Land Watch. Land Watch. I think that's I will go to the tax liens, and my last purchase was from Land Watch. I guess it's landwatch.com. I'll get clarification on that. I found another place. Let's see. I'm doing a little search here. Yeah, landwatch.com. I'm gonna put the link in the comment. Because it is landwatch.com. That's where they bought. They actually showed me the deed and everything, and they bought it for dirt cheap. So think about it. You buy you some rural land. Yeah, it could be away from civilization. You go up there. There's no restrictions out there. Go tap you into a well or something out there. Just even if you don't do the water thing, you can collect some rainwater and filter it. You can actually go out there, grow your own chickens or whatever you want. You know, you could do what you want. No one's bothering you for how you do stuff. In the city, they got regulations. What kind of mess is it that they make a regulation for you to catch rain that's falling onto your property and keeping it? Why? Because if you figure out that that water is not so bad as they programmed you to believe, you put them out of business. It's all marketing. The government is a corporation, and all they're doing is marketing their products to you, their services and their benefits to you. And what it is, we have bought into it. You see? We have bought into the lie. Next time when I do another interview with them, we already talked about it, I'm gonna bring my receipts of what I say. Y'all know I don't talk about just stuff off my hat. So back to the water thing. How does people who've been living there, grandmama, great nannies, still living on these lands out over 100 years, never tapping into the city water system? The well has not run dry, so that tells you something, that there's plenty of water under the ground, right up under your feet for you to get. Not the recycled sewage water that they keep giving people. After you use the bathroom, they're recycling that and putting that in your tap water. That's what y'all drinking, and this is why we're unhealthy. So, on that note, I had bought this book. Y'all might want to look her up. Star Shalom, this book here. This is like a raw diet cookbook. I bought it. This is a picture. I haven't talked in a long time. Now, this is her. This picture you're looking at, she's over 50 years old. Over 50. And she eats a raw diet. And actually, if you go, when I first started my show on Blog Talk, I did an interview with her. And she used to be a nun. Then she changed, transformed her life, and she did. So now she has this cookbook. I bought it. It's called, the name of the book is Organic Goddess Leaves. And then the first recipe in here is equipping your raw kitchen. But there's a recipe that I actually, it's a detoxifying recipe you should do. It says your natural daily discipline for detoxification of body rebalancing. On rising, you need to drink 32 ounces of water, alkaline distilled spring water, one of those. That's a good deal. I notice when I drink 32 ounces at least in the morning, when I wake up, I feel different throughout the day. And 30 minutes later, make your green juice. With that is a 1 bundle of parsley, 1 cucumber, 3 stalks celery, half lemon peeled, half Granny Smith apple, 2-inch chunk ginger, dash pink salt, and cayenne. That's 30 minutes after you drink the 32 ounce. Then 30 minutes later, eat a fresh fruit. No canned or frozen fruit. And for lunch, drink 32 ounces of water and drink the same green juice. Then it's a lunch. That's the I'm gonna take a screenshot, put this recipe in the description or something so everybody can see it. But we got to start taking care of ourselves. In order for us to achieve our goals and move further in life, first we have to treat our bodies like temple. Like it's a temple. Stop feeding it junk. I know every now and then I eat some junk food, I go off, and I feel it when I do. When you start eating clean and then you go back to eating dirty, you feel it. So I'll leave that up. That's going to be incorporated when I do my messages on Sunday. I'm going to incorporate a healthy recipe to go with it. I still like this. And the people that are going to bless you, you haven't even met yet. I know that. That's true. Who else? Somebody said peace, AB. Yeah, but stop sharing your dreams with people. Stop shit. Only shit. Well, let me correct that. Share that with the people you know is trying to push you forward, not the ones that are trying to hold you back, not the ones that are trying to give you negative, not the ones that say, "Oh, you sure you want to do that?" When you present something good to someone and you know it's good, and all they say, "Oh yeah, I saw it," right there. Check. Write them off. Write them off. Let them go. They're not for you. Because people who really want to see you move forward and they have something to say, they tell you, "Hey, I like what you did there. I appreciate it." They may not have to agree with everything you say, but they should see the essence and the power of what you're trying to do. You're trying to do something better. And if you people got you on the phone for hours at a time and they never give you one upbuilding word, you don't need to be talking. And they won't allow you to give them up nothing upbuilding. Like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like when I talk to people, "Hey, what you doing with this business? What are you doing?" Oh, and they start making excuses. I don't let them have excuses with me. Say, "Listen, okay, just do. You're gonna keep making excuses. Nothing's gonna get done." See, that's why I don't have a lot of people I talk to. That's why. Let me tell y'all one thing. If y'all want to get rid of people, like you really want to get rid. Let me show y'all the secret to getting rid of people. That mean you no good or it's not going to help you. Start talking about spiritual things. Start talking about nothing but positive things. Stop engaging them in the drama. Watch how fast they'll stop calling you. How less often they will call you. I lose so many people just from this simple question: "How's your business doing? How's everything going?" Then when they start telling me and they give me, then I said, "Wait a minute, hold. And I start giving them advice. I met someone and they work as a chef, right? And I started giving them ideas. "Hey, you say you don't like this job." And they talk about how much the job was stressful, was hateful, this, that, and the other. And I said, "Well, you're a chef, right? So you say you want to open up a food truck. So why don't you start here? Start baking things. You say you like baking breads. Start baking little breads, taking them to people in your neighborhood and give them samples or people you know." Or I even gave them the idea of, how about you make meals and take them around to the beauty salons, sell them for 10, whatever you want to charge for them. Let people sample it, because the one of the most untapped markets as far as food is the barber and beauty industry. Those people don't have time to leave their shop to do here. So they want the convenience of food coming to them. Now, you can save them the money. Like, they might order Uber or something like that. But if you just go to them, "Hey, I got these foods, these plates I'm making," boom, and you give it to them and let them taste it and they like it, they'll buy the food right there on the spot. I knew a guy that did that when I was in Colombia. He used to come by, let you taste his food. You was hooked. Buy a plate. He was charging, I think, like $10. You had the food and the drink and a piece of bread to go with it. Now, he was serving meals like turkey legs with rice and gravy and all of that stuff, mac and cheese. He was serving meals right out of his SUV. He rigged his SUV to keep the food warm and everything. A Ford Explorer. See, there is no excuse for success. You can find a way to do stuff. There is no excuses. So when I talk to people and they start giving me excuses, no, there ain't no excuses. I'll give you an example just on myself. When I owned the barbershop, I was like I said, I was in that rural country, so the clientele was limited. So I needed another way to make money. So I got into satellites. I started selling so many satellites, the guy I had installing couldn't keep up. So I had to install. Now, just guess, what do you need to go out and install cable or a satellite in a custom home. You got to put up a dish on the roof, or maybe bury, put it on a pole in the yard. So people would say, well, you need a truck and a ladder. I didn't have that. I had a at that time it was 97, 98. I had a 1996 Nissan Maxima. So I only did the installs where I didn't need a ladder to do it. Or I even borrowed the customer's ladder. But I didn't let the lack of certain tools keep me from doing it. And guess what? Me and my partner that year, a year rolled by, and we looked at how many satellites we installed in 1 year between him and I think it was around, this was in the rural area. We was just staying in, this is in the Eastover area of South Carolina. Eastover, Hopkins, Sumter. In that area, and sometimes I went over to Gaston, South Carolina, and those in Columbia. With him and I both, just had to count it. We did close to 10,000 set customers. And I don't think it was quite a year. And that whole year, I didn't have a truck. So what I did with the money, after I got to that point, I went and got my first pickup truck. It was a Nissan Frontier, brand new. Got the ladder, got everything. Then I went full-fledged. Now I can make more money. I can get on the roofs. I can do everything. And to this day, how appreciative of those skills. I still have my 28-foot fiberglass ladder. And I have my other ladders that I might lose, shorter ladders, and I still have all of my tools that are connected to that business. There's no excuse why you can't make money. Right now with the internet, you ain't got to do that labor-intensive jobs anymore. You can get on your computer and start making videos like Corinne is doing. Now, she may not at this point, in the reality, making a lot of money off of that, but guess what? In the spiritual realm, she's making millions in the spiritual realm. And that's what matters. Because what happens, the day is going to come. She'll go viral. And all of this hard work, all of this persistence, all of the trials that she's going through, I could tell you right now what she goes through, and she probably going to confirm it. Sometimes she just don't want to make a video. Or she thinking about putting it off. The people not watching me, that mindset comes on. People not watching my videos. They're not liking it. They're not doing this. No, but all of that perseverance and all of that patience one day, it's just all of that spiritual treasure. That's why I said, do not store treasure his own, store it up in heaven. It's going to come to fruition. It always pays off. I've seen it in the businesses that I've tried, just me being persistent, going. And then that one thing happens that say, boom, and the scale, you physically see the scale tip in your favor. Physically. See, spiritually, it's already in your favor. It's already for you. That's why it has to start with the spirit. Put forth the kingdom of heaven first. That means get the mindset right first. Then all of these things will be added to you. Get your alignment with spirituality first. Then all of the greatness and the power and all that. And see, you're not going to get this temporary stuff that you get in with these celebrities. You got, LeBron James hot now. 10 years and now who's LeBron? Oh, he was that guy. Nah, you'll be going on and on and on and on. You got companies right now that started over 200 years ago and they're still in business today. That's the type of longevity I'm talking about. Yeah, he said, Fresh Out said, you control the food supply, you control the people. You're right. Right. See, she converted. She laughed. You're right. I know. Know how I know, Corinne, that you go through that? Because I do it. I didn't almost, you see how short notice I put this stream up? I didn't want, I was like, I can skip today. And I said, oh, hell no, I'm not doing that. No, don't skip, because every day you skip that you're putting off your progress. And Corinne, here's the best advice I can give you. Do not look at the likes. Do not look who shares it. Because I know it gets dependent. You be like, these people are supposed to be my friends. They friends with me on Facebook. They ain't sharing nothing. All my stuff, shoot, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 people will share my stuff. And none of them are family. I don't even care if they listening. See, that's how spiritual that, how high up I got in my spirituality. Like, I don't give a damn if they hear what I'm saying. They don't have to share it. Know why? Know why they don't have to share it? Because it's already shared. It's already taken care of. My prosperity is not determined by my family or my friends. My prosperity is determined by me and my connection to the divine mind, the God within me, the God who controls. That's what my prosperity is determined by. See, too many of us is looking for people to agree with us and do things. No, they don't determine nothing. They're just players in the game. They're just part of the pieces that come and they go. No. Connect to the divinity in you. Connect to the God in you. Connect to God. That's the power. And before I go, I wanted to share something. It's the Lord's Prayer. It's called, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Read this prayer. I found a video that said read it 100 times, read it 500 times, different places. I did this earlier in this week. I read it. I don't know if it was 100, but it was a lot. But in between the Lord's Prayer, I put intention in there. Like if I wanted to see someone blessed, if I wanted some blessings, I spoke to those intentions. And what I instruct y'all to do is, from this day going forward, for the next 7 days, read this prayer multiple times, as many times as you can, as many times as you can muster up the strength to do it, till you get tired or till you feel like you don't need anymore. I'm not going to say 100 times because that's hard to count, you know. But I'm saying, take a break in the prayer and see how you want things to happen for yourself, for your family. Send blessings. Like, don't be selfish. Send the blessings out to the people that ain't even blessing you. Send it out. Watch it come back to you. When I did this, I followed this, I had such a transformational week. I had breakthroughs in thinkings and things like that. The things that I was working on, I got clarity. And I promise you, you do this. Read this. This is, I'm gonna tell you, the Bible is really a spell book. It's full of hidden messages and rituals that you can do to help you. So read this anytime, but in there say other prayers. If you want to pray over someone, wish someone good health. Guess what? I guess the easiest way to say this is let your spirit guide you. Let the truth in you come out and follow that. How would happen for me? People came to mind. I thought I sent blessings to them that when they hit my mind. And some of these people I hadn't thought about in a very long time, but I still sent them something, because as I was doing this prayer, things were coming to me. And watch, the same thing will happen for you. Said thank you. Yeah, you do have this, Corinne. You got it. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna start getting so much inspiration. Write it down. Don't. And in the middle of the night, you're gonna get inspiration. Get up and work that inspiration out. As soon as you get the inspiration, get out of that bed. Because I'm gonna tell you, the trap is, you say, well, oh, that's a good inspiration. Then you lay down and close your eyes, and when you wake up, you won't remember. It's fleeting. Okay? So that's how I got to where I am and able to give this knowledge to people is when the inspiration came, I got my butt up out of that bed and I acted on it. There was a time I used to get up in the middle of the night and just do a video. You know what? The thing that I used to do, I used to get up and just call for, yo, hey. Not nobody wants to get up early in the morning. No, I got to get sleep so I can go be a slave at that job. They don't see. They get mad. Some of them can be okay. Some of them get mad. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. Yeah, get up and go do something you don't like. Does that make sense? Aren't y'all tired of getting up every day, going to a job you hate? What kind of life is that? But realize you're choosing to do that because you feel like you have to do it. No, you don't. There's another side to this life. And that's freedom to make as much money as you choose. You're not, all those big guys are no more special than you. The only thing is they realized something that you haven't. They made a connection. And the connection that you need to make is to the divinity of you and the power that you knowing that you can have all that you desire. You can have it. Don't let you can't. I just one, I like the guy for most of the stuff he said. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't like throwing shade at people. Oh, you can't will nothing. You can't think nothing. Yes, you can. Because as soon as you start thinking on these thoughts, it's coming towards you, and then you start seeing the opportunities, and then you work towards it. Yeah, you can let your inspiration come, which is your faith. But if you don't have works to come with it, nothing's going to happen. A lot of y'all are sitting on $1 million ideas, like the one who told me they wanted a food truck. I didn't think I finished that story. They wanted a food truck, and I said, well, okay, you want the food truck, but what can you do right now to make money? Are you good at, what are you good at making? Well, I'm good at making breads, really good breads, different types of bread, so I'm going to make some bread. And just go around and let people sample it, and then eventually sell it. I said, your bread is going to be better than the store bread because those breads got chemicals in it. Now you're coming and offering people just fresh bread without all the chemicals. And nobody makes bread better than you. And they said, what do you mean? There's other people. I said, that's the problem. You think other people's stuff is better than yours. No, it's not. That's a lie. That's a lie you told yourself. Your bread is better than everybody. And you have to know it and believe it because once you see that, you're going to create that. Is everybody going to want to buy it? No, but a lot of people will buy it, just enough to make your business. And if it needs some tweaking, you fix it. See, the problem most people have, they think Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs, all these other famous people are better than them, and they're not. They're not better than you. No one's better than you. Those are just ideas you bought into to keep yourself from achieving the great things that you've been sent here to do. To keep you comfortable with the idea that you're going and getting up and going to a job that you hate every day. I know people, we need jobs. Yeah, you need a job. I need a job, but I need a job that brings me deliverance from the poverty that I grew up in. That's the job I need. I don't need a job to go clock in and trade my time for hours. That's not the job I need. Like, speaking of fresh out, I said this some years ago. Sometimes, just like Joseph, sometimes getting into some trouble and getting locked up was the greatest deliverance for some people because it delivered them from the idea of having to work for people because nobody wanted to hire them. So what did they have to do? They had to create another means of income, which is better than them going to work any other job. Think about it. What happened when Joseph got sent off to Egypt? He was in jail first for a couple of years. Then he became the second man in command of Egypt. He became the second most powerful man to Pharaoh himself. And he was in prison. So y'all, like when I shared the channel, was it somebody had made this, you could see their face. Oh, that's a channel about prison. I laughed. What are you talking about? The channel got over 500,000 followers. So that means people want to watch and what's going on over there. See, we too busy trying to be too high sedity. We too uppity. I can't deal with that. But I'm gonna tell you something. Some of the people that we would consider outcasts, to me, are the more spiritual than the people that I see that call themselves so spiritual. Same thing with it. Like I said this before. There's people who look down on people that don't eat meat, that eat meat. And I see like a lot of these vegetarians are dying earlier than the people that's eating meat. My aunt lived to 105. Eating meat, drinking Coca-Cola, bacon, all that. Over there. Oh, well, she came up during a different time. But listen, she died in 2020, end of 2021. Okay, so she ate. It was manufacturing food for a long time. Okay, so go do y'all thing, man. It's Sunday, May 21st, 2023. Go do it. Stop letting people hold you back. Number one, stop letting yourself hold you back, because you're letting other people's ideas of what your success should look like hold you back. Go make some mistakes. Go screw it up a little. Because that in those mistakes you're gonna have success. Mistakes is what make successful people. I know the best lessons I had in life that taught me is when I made a mistake. Right? Just like a little kid, right? Let a kid touch a hot pan. He ain't touching that pan again. You learn from that. Oh, no, that thing hot. You can tell him, hey, that's hot. Don't touch it. That's hot. That's hot. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. And guess what? The more you tell a kid not to touch it, he gonna go and touch it when you turn your back. He got to see it. And that's a whole nother lesson. We trying to prevent people from learning from their mistakes by telling them don't do stuff. No, they should go do it and see what happens. And you'll learn from that. We do that with our own children. I'm guilty of that. So Corinne, keep up the good work. Fresh out, same here. Keep up the good work over there. Appreciate y'all again for putting me on your channel. I look forward to doing many more interviews. And with that being said, that's another end of Sunday Inspiration. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all.